Hey everybody, how's it going? So today I'm going to teach you something. Okay, I have a blanket. This is a blanket for my bed, and I have a hole in it. There's a hole in my blanket, and I'm going to teach you how to sew a hole, how to mend a blanket if you have a hole in your blanket. Okay, so these are scissors. I see that there's a loose thread here, so I'm just going to cut that thread because I don't need that. Okay, so what we're going to need to sew this blanket, so obviously we need thread. I have white thread to try to match this blanket because this blanket is white. I have a pin cushion. This is a tomato pin cushion. I have needles for sewing, and I have pins. So the first thing I'm going to do is with pins, I'm going to pin this blanket to hold it together. So you can see here, I'm just going to pin it into place so it stays in that position when I'm sewing it. One pin. This is a blue pin. Next one. So I'm pushing the pin through the blanket to the other side, and then I bring it back through to the front. So we have the front and we have the back of the blanket. This pin is green. Okay, next we have a orange pin. I'm going to push it through to the other side to the back, and then push it back through to the front. Okay, I notice that there's more loose thread here, so I'm just going to, with my scissors, I'm going to cut that thread. Okay, we have a red pin. I'm going to push it through this side to the other side, to the back, and then back to the front. Red pin. Okay, let's see. We have a yellow pin. This should be good. This is the last one. I'm going to push it through and back to the front. Okay, so now this is all held in place, so I am ready to start sewing. So I am going to unravel the white thread. Unravel. Also, I've never been trained in sewing. My mom taught me how to sew, but if there's any proper techniques in sewing, I don't know them. This is just what I do to mend a hole. Let's see. I have a needle in the tomato cushion, so I'll just use one of those. I'm going to thread the needle. Threading the needle. Okay. As you can see, I double the thread so it's stronger. I double the thread so it's stronger. Okay, so I'm going to start down here. So basically, I'm trying to think of the best way to start this. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Like I said, I've never been formally trained in sewing, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But I push the thread through, and I'm going to tie a knot. Tying a knot here. This is probably not how you should start, but it's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'll just tie it. That was twice. I tied it once, twice. I'm gonna tie it a third time. Okay, now with the needle, basically, I'm just gonna weave in and out, and in and out, and in and out, until I get to the end. So I'm going to push it through to the other side. Okay, it's on this side. I'm going to push it back through to the front and pull it through. Push it to the back, pull it through. Push it to the front, and pull it all the way through. Okay, and so now you can see I've sewed past this yellow pin, so I can take it out. I don't need it anymore. And I put it back in my little pin cushion, my tomato pin cushion. And I'm just going to keep going. It's pretty simple, but I think this is a good skill to have because, you know, things rip in life. Things fall apart, and it's nice to know how to put it back together yourself. I think sometimes in the United States, because there's a culture of consumption, if things fall apart, if things rip, if things break, a lot of people will just buy a new thing. For example, if somebody's blanket ripped, instead of sewing it, instead of fixing it, they'll just buy a new one. And to me, that is a little wasteful because the blanket's fine. It just has a hole. All you need to do is learn how to fix it. Or you can pay somebody to fix it, but it's pretty easy. You can do these things yourself. And I think that learning how to do things like this it's satisfying. And it doesn't take that long. I mean, I'm not doing the best job, but it fixes the problem. Also, I think, you know, if something is broken, depending on what the problem is, but if something is broken or ripped or doesn't work anymore, a lot of the times you can figure out how to fix it by searching on YouTube. There's a ton of information on YouTube. And sometimes you can fix it easier than you thought. I had a headlight, a light in my car, in the front of my car, a headlight, that was broken. That didn't work anymore. And, you know, I could have went to a mechanic, to a auto shop, and had them fix it, but I knew that that is very expensive. So what I did was, on the internet, I figured out what light I needed, and then I ordered the light. It wasn't too expensive. And then when the light was delivered to my apartment, I went on YouTube. I searched how to replace a headlight on a Toyota RAV4, which is the car that I have. And yeah, I watched a video and I learned how to fix it. And it was very satisfying to be able to do it myself. And, you know, I did it and it worked. And it's really cool. And I saved probably like, I don't know, at least $50. And it did not take that long. So that is my tip for the day. Learn how to do some things yourself. You don't have to rely on other people. There's a lot of things that you're capable of doing that maybe you didn't even know you could do. Like this. Mending a blanket. Okay, so I sewed the whole hole. English is weird sometimes. So now I just need to tie a knot at the end. Again, I don't know the best way to do this, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to push it through this side and pull it through that hole. So there's like, you see, there's kind of a knot here. And I'm going to do it again to make it stronger. I'm going to tie another knot. I'm putting the needle under that loop and through this hole basically to tie a knot. I'll do it one more time. Okay, so all done. Now I'm going to cut this thread here. I will cut this thread here. You need a lighter. I'll be right back. Okay, so what you can do, you see how there's like a little thread at the end? You can use a lighter. This lighter says, oops, never give up. So you just light, and it kind of, you know, seals that thread there. I'll do it on this side too. Okay, all done. That is how, oops. That is how you mend a blanket. And as you can see, it's not perfect, but it works. And if it, you know, if it rips again, I know how to sew it. And it takes like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know. So I hope that you learned something new. I hope that you learned some new words along the way. And yes, you can do things yourself. So you should try. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Peace out.